Let's get into it for the audio listeners. Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, the podcast that wakes you up before you a go-go. This is level 167. Joining me tonight is Big L.
Hi, Kenny. It's the live freaking show. You all ready?
Woo woo. KooshMoose.
Hype.
And Rocker Dude 5012.
Hello and salutations.
Ha, I only got one mistake when pointing to you guys on the live chat.
There's a first for everything.
It's only taken 167 attempts.
Well, it's like my camera's backwards, and I never remember that until like after I'm pointing.
Let's get some
like,
stickies.
The way I'm looking at it, I should be pointing top left like this to get to Nate, but that just points off into nowhere. So like I have to point that way to get to you. Oh, man. All right. So, this week, what's up, everybody? How's it all going?
Oh, it's good.
It is amazing.
It's good. It's great.
Okay.
Nothing better than talking to you fine chaps.
That's so sweet. All right. Let's get into the show. Y'all aren't very talkative, so we might as well just start with the topic this week, which comes from death dealers.
Like
now,
Death
why
Dealers?
does Death Deal... I still want to know why she picked a plural gamer tag. After all these months of knowing her, I still don't get it. She could have put, like, you know, those X's in front of her name that I love so much, or, like, a 3 instead of the E. But no, just plural. I don't get it.
How do you know she's not, like, more than one person?
It's true.
She does have different personalities.
Got you there.
Yeah.
I mean, she's twice the first-person shooter that Corey is.
Damn.
Damn.
She's
Shots
just several
fired.
Death Dealers having fun.
And Daddy...
Okay, so her question for this week
It's
is...
hurt my eyes.
When Series X was wow, that's weird sense. When Series X was coming out, they put backwards compatibility on the backburner to focus on that. Do you think they will ever return to that and start adding more Xbox 360 games to backwards compatibility? Or will they just leave it how it is now and move on? And then just as kind of like a little bonus question, do you still play Xbox 360s on Xbox One / Series consoles?
That's a nice overlay you got there on the Twitch, Corey. You got
Little something new. Slight change.
Oh, that's fancy.
You got Death Dealer's Underworld pick, and she never told us she liked Underworld. It's amazing.
Oh, is that Underworld?
You know, I didn't know that. She's never mentioned that.
She
like,
never
ever.
mentioned it. I mean, how would we know?
Like, normally when you greet someone, you say, hi, my name is, and this is why.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
She never told us.
Yeah, it's not like it took people 13 years to figure out where FuFuCuddilyPoof is from. Thank you, Netflix.
Pokemon.
Netflix ruined the secret behind my gamer tag.
My
Is it
daughter
Cobra
saw
Kai?
your gamer tag and said she wants to name her next Stuffy FuFuCuddilyPoof. And I said, absolutely not.
A Stuffy being just a plush animal.
Yeah, just any plush thing with stuffing in it.
That's what
She
I
just
call
wants
L, Stuffy.
Damn. Wow.
No.
He's my
replace
little
the-
Stuffy.
Shots fired.
Replace
No,
the
it's,
U
it's
with
a compliment.
an I, and I get excited sometimes, and that happens.
Stuffy turns into a Stiffy.
There's a pill for that.
Yeah, there's a pill for that. Wait, what? Don't beat dead horses on the show, Kenny.
Other things too, apparently.
Oh.
So, yeah. I'll start it off with creature backwards. No, I'm just kidding. It's spelled out phonetically for me. Eru-Teurk.
A little
There-
extra in there.
Eru-Teurk.
That's what it was. I'm sitting there trying to think of what
In the surf.
the song was from last week.
Air to act.
In the Discord, the patron Discord, a rude Eric is there. Go ahead.
Oh man, well we know what your next parody's gonna be. All right. His comment for this was, I think at some point in the future they'll revisit it, but on a much smaller scale. It might just be a select few first-party titles that aren't already there. If there aren't any already there, I thought they were already there, but realistically, they'll probably focus more on enhancing the games that are already in the program, though, rather than bringing any more over. As for still playing 360 games, I played a far few non-backwards compatible games this year, and quite a few more that are backwards compatible. He's played a far few non-backwards compatible games. So yeah, he's still using the backwards compatibility, and I think I tend to agree with them. I think they're going to revisit it. I think just with the Series X launch, and especially being low stock on that, that's probably where their focus is as of right now. What do you guys think?
I mean, personally, I don't play a lot of 360 games. Really, I only play them if they're Metroidvania games, so there's not much more that they can do for backwards compatibility with that. So I really could care less if they continue with it, to be honest, but I don't think it's a bad thing if they...
That means you care.
A little, I mean, I guess, but sure, whatever. But do I think that they'll add more? I mean, the optimistic part of me says yeah, but I don't really know if they need to, so it's hard to say with that one. And then I kind of answered the second part. Do you still play 360 games on your series? Well, I dive them, the Metroidvania ones, but mostly no. I'm not going back. I don't go back to last year games at this point. I just play the new stuff, get distracted with Nickelodeon, this week, and then next week it's zombies. So that's the way we roll.
Come on, Corey. Are there any Metroidvania games you need to still play on the 360?
Japanese Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
And
Japanese Batman Arkham.
And what's the insanely twisted Shadow Planet?
Shadow Planet. Yeah.
What about
those are the only few that I can think of.
That's also on Games for Windows Live. So
did you do Outland?
Find a friend.
Yes, I've dived Outland. But I don't know. I'll go back and play them. I just started, I dived Dust.
Really, we're
and
200 points. I'm not going to play them. Yeah.
No, I'm going to play them eventually. Wild West 08, he chimed in. He actually still plays his 360. And it's so much, in fact, well, not so much, but he plays it specifically for GTA 5. When he was trying to, battle the server closures for that. And he said he much would have rather played that version on his one through backwards compatibility, but it's not there. So he hopes that they do continue to work on it. And, I could see where a good portion of achievement hunters would really like that. Just for the fact of it's easier to play those games, and not everybody's like me. People are still buying 360 games, Hatton and Terra. So they need those to work. And if they work through this series or the Xbox One, all the better. And, game preservation and all that stuff too. So there you go.
What was it? There has been a few games where I went to go play them, and it's just, and I pop them into the Xbox One and it doesn't work. It's just like, wait, what? And it come to find out it's not backwards compatible. So I'm like, oh well, I'm not playing this game. I hate using the 360. That thing is so slow. It takes forever to load. And the Xbox One controller is so much better than the 360 one.
It depends on the game. I've definitely played some games like in recent times that are slower to get going than the 360.
See, I have my 360 on the shelf over there, mostly as just display. Like, it's hooked up and it works, but it's mostly just for display because it's the Halo Reach one. I have no desire to go back to a 360. I would love it if Microsoft just made everything backwards compatible. Nate, what do you think? You playing anything?
Oh, yes, I'm playing lots of things. That's part of my problem, is I can't focus on just one. But let's focus on Noth the God, who gets 50% credit for saying yes. There were actually 2 questions there, Noth. So
That's the smartest thing he's ever said.
I'm not sure which one you're answering. Okay, and then there is Chesno. He says, I hope so. What's the point of owning all these games if I can't play them? Preach. Oh my gosh, yes. I have quite the collection and quite
still play them.
Look at this. If you look at this fuzzy gray
Slowly
blur in the background, that's a whole bunch of games that I hope I get to play, and I hope I don't have to actually walk over and put in the console, because that's a lot of walking.
At least, at least Corey's calendar is gone.
And brand new patron KT Echo says, I definitely still play 360 games on my newer consoles, and with FPS Boost still being relatively new, I hope the team is still working on more BC titles. There are actually quite a few games I would like to go back and play, but I don't want to drag out the 360 for it, so they're pushed to the bottom of the backlog. And that is a great point. The FPS Boost, I don't really pay attention to that. And
that's the thing.
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention to, because that doesn't just pertain to the 360 games. That also pertains to older X1 games. There are enhancements there that you can get from that manage menu. I haven't looked at that too much. I haven't played with those. I just kind of go with like whatever the defaults for the game are. So are they still working on stuff? Maybe that's what they're doing. I mean, maybe that's where their time is going, is working on that FPS boost and all the other stuff that's kind of like more bang for the buck, stuff that goes into the base tech that improves every game versus making sure that individual games get pushed back into the stack. When they went on hiatus, I was hoping that we would get things like Max Payne. I was hoping they would come back and we get those, but I feel like it's been so long. They're kind of like, I think everyone's forgotten that we said we were going to do it. So do we really have to do it? That's kind of where I think they are going. I'm still, the optimist in me still wants those Red Dead Revolver achievements, wants the 1K for just beating the game. I would love to have that. In no way do I expect anything like that to happen, but man, it would be great if it did. And yes, I still play my 360. I have, currently I have one group once a week that we play Diablo. And we're doing that on the 360 hardware. It is not backwards compatible, not the version we're playing. So I'm absolutely doing that. And when things go out of Game Pass, they're 360 only games or whatever, or maybe I only can play them on there for whatever reason. Like, yeah, I'm definitely playing my 360. I purchased a free 360, as it was called a couple years ago at GameStop. There was the free 60 option they were doing, because I want to hold on to that hardware, because at some point this stuff's going to die and I want to play these games still. So yeah, so I agree with Chesno, going back to that whole, I hope so, because I have invested a lot of money in these discs that will just be coasters, and I don't have that many sodas to fill those coasters. So that's my long rambling thought.
Does anybody remember when they said that they were going to stop working on the backwards compatible stuff?
When they said they would stop?
Or, when they were pausing. I know it was like an announcement. I think it was like mid-2019.
2 years?
Was it pre-2020? I want to say no, but maybe
pre-apocalypse.
Maybe that would get the world back on track if we had backwards compatibility updates.
It's definitely before that.
So they're actually talking in Twitch chat right now. Michelle and somebody else whose name I can't find. I remember the game I wanted to play on backwards compatible. Fear. I love that game. That was such a good game, and it really applies now for Spooky Month. That's not backwards compatible. I would love for that to be backwards compatible. It's a great game. And I'm getting confirmation it was 2019, so yeah, with the pandemic and everything, that's probably why it got paused and pushed farther back. There's more things to prioritize at this point.
Oh, come on. Besides staying alive, what else could there be? I mean, really. I have a question for KT Echo, whose last line mentioned dragging out the 360. Do people not just leave them both hooked up and have like a little HDMI switcher or something?
I keep mine hooked up to the TV in the playroom upstairs at the far end of the house.
On a Tuesday. Mine is plugged in. It's right down here. I also have one in the basement, for when I'm on the treadmill and never turn it on.
Or go on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Or go on the treadmill. Yeah.
Right. All right, because I have 4 HDMI ports on my TV, but I guess even if you had 1 or 2, you can get a switcher thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore the messy basement.
But
I'll show Twitch
if your 360
chat.
is not plugged in, I understand. You're not plugging it in.
I
understand.
There's my shelf with all my game consoles, so all hooked up and whatnot.
I mean, had I not had like a spare TV in another room of the house, I don't think I would keep it plugged up, even if I had enough ports.
Yeah.
It's getting
what about
turned
switcher?
on.
You wouldn't get a switcher?
No,
Get a switcher.
I mean, it takes up desk space at that point.
But you can
Cabinet
stream it.
space.
Stream that hot 360 action. It's not
Why not?
compatible.
I got
Why
a
not?
switcher once and it didn't work, and I gave up on it. I'm like, I'm just plugging these all up.
I
I've
mean,
got
they
HDMI
work.
ports
I
on
have
the
one
TV.
that, I do 2 to 1 input, but I don't think I would keep it on the, it would collect dust because it has a very specific purpose in this house, and its biggest purpose is to play DVDs for my kids when they want to camp out in the playroom.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
That's a good purpose.
I have done that too. All right, we have a couple more patron submissions to read. Mr. Ahizo says, as much as I hope I'm wrong, I think the days of new backwards compatible games are permanently done with the Xbox. He's got high hopes but low expectations. I still play PC games, but usually just ones I'm working on in a group, such as Gears, Halo Wars, and solo, because I'm an idiot, Rayman Legends. Well,
Not an idiot.
You're
Is
not
Halo
an-
Wars not backwards compatible?
wait, what? Those are backwards compatible.
Oh.
You're not an idiot because you play Rayman Legends. You're an idiot because you hang out with, I'm not going to name any names. Vulgar. Death Dealers. Big Hell. Oh, wait. And also we have Mr. Chewie on Ice. I love the backwards compatible program. Wait. Now you're gonna add extra letters to program now? Put E's? I thought you just put U's in words.
Yeah.
What is that?
Right?
Program. And still get lots of playtime
Programme.
from 360 games on my one series. However, I have a bad feeling it won't make any kind of significant return at this point. Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and agree with both of you guys. I don't think they're going to come back with any 360 games at all. Having the
Which is
one
sad.
games and the series games are probably good enough for them. And we got a good number of 360 games. I loved seeing those announcements every Tuesday and Thursday, whatever they were, myself. They were great.
I thought they were a Wednesday.
No, they were never Wednesday.
Don't question L's ability to tell you when Major Nelson will tweet news.
Yes, yes. We know all about
Okay,
it.
fair point.
10
Fair
o'clock.
point.
10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. But they surprised us a couple times. Like, remember when they gave us the Xbox Live enhanced versions of, like, Left 4 Dead and Final Fantasy 13 and I think Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
So
that was a thing.
those were cool. I wish they would do more of that. That would be fine. But honestly, I also, like, as much as I'd love to say that I take part in a lot of backwards compatible games, I don't. But I occasionally do. And it helps you, like, 6-box Gears 3 if you want to do that.
That sounds awful.
Let's do it. But other than that,
We still got to beat Gears 4.
sure.
Continuing with that horde mode.
Piece of cake. Let's do it. Well, I think we're going to put that to the side for another game we're going to talk about a little later.
Absolutely. But not right away.
I think, bro. I guess I'll go ahead and just finish off the rest. Lego Head says, I hope they continue it. Playing on the 360 is awkward. What's so awkward about it? What did you, like, play upside down? Especially the party having to
controller's
be
bad.
on the Xbox One. Okay, there I agree with you. Especially since
Yeah,
I'm not smart enough to wire my controller in, so that your headset goes off after a little while if you don't hit anything on the Xbox One. Also,
That was the worst.
more games being added just might mean they think about sales for 360 DLC. No,
That's also true.
they don't think about that. And last but not least, Mr. Freemhole says, I'm fine with them abandoning the backwards compatibility titles if that means they could focus on the FPS boosts. Oh, another frame rate snob. That they were tricking the system to improve performance. I'd much rather they make the existing BC games run better. I'm usually good for at least 2 BC games per month. That backlog isn't going to clear itself. Well, I don't disagree with you, but I really don't care about those FPS boosts.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I'd never noticed.
Maybe it's the
I never had
games you're playing you don't notice.
Yeah.
All right, well, tell me what game I should play.
The FPS boost.
I don't
You
know.
need to
Geometry
tell-
Wars?
FPS boosts what actually make, well, at least in my opinion, most of those older games better. More, at
Yeah,
least
which
more
ones?
than
Tell me which ones. I'll
resolution
try it.
increase.
Weren't those on the Bethesda games mostly?
Wasn't Dante's Inferno improved when it went BC? Did it go BC?
That
Am I making
sounds
stuff
familiar.
up? I'm probably making stuff
That
up.
sounds familiar.
Sure.
I feel like almost all of them at this point has had some sort of boost, either just a FPS boost or a slight resolution boost.
XNeo21X in the Twitch says all 360 games and DLC should be on permanent discount. Oh, yeah, sure.
I mean, just think about them if they would have a fire sale,
I mean, how come...
90% off everything in 1
Do
month.
it.
We're taking off the store. You can't buy anything. Just go out with a bang.
I mean, they don't even tell you when stuff's being delisted, which would get surefire sales. So,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Good
I don't
luck.
understand that. I have to assume it's for legal
they're
reasons.
not allowed to mention this
can't
property.
But yeah,
isn't
that
it-
would be nice.
Maybe not.
Speaking,
Yeah, you would
speaking
think
of
that they would
delisted,
just-
like a game just got delisted this week, kind of unexpectedly, and now it's gonna have 100 players on Xbox.
What game?
My child's Lebensborn or something like that.
I'll write that one.
It was a kind
Spell
of
that.
obtuse game.
I thought
Well,
that was
clearly
only...
listen to look at the name. Like El said before, that's a bad game title. No one's ever going to find that.
I thought that was only banned in certain countries.
It's been removed
No?
from the store. 54 played people, 0 completions. Came out in June of this year.
We talked about this game
Wow.
on coming real soon.
We did, yeah, because it
I remember.
was very
did?
strange.
Yeah, we did.
I think there's some special tracks that you could go. Like, you're raising a child, I think, and there is a very closely related, Nazi track.
What?
Yeah, the game's been banned in several countries, and I don't think that was the reason for the delisting, but there was something in the tweet just said it was going away, and the publisher wasn't gonna own it anymore or something. And yeah, sure enough, you cannot buy it right now.
Okay.
So yeah. But back on subject, delistings notifications ahead of time would be great. And then it really chaps me that I could have got a free code of this, and I was like, no, that's a weird game. I'll never play it. But now that I can't play it, I want to play it.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
It's supposed to be in a simulation.
Never
I want
say-
to play it.
never say no to a free code.
I have zero recollection of us talking about that game.
If you watch a video of it, you'll probably have your memory jogged. No?
Nope. I don't remember this at all.
Almost looks like a Dr. Seuss game by the drawing, but whew.
That looks
Well,
so weird.
He got banned also.
There you go.
Canceled.
All right. Well, that was that topic. A topic, Deaf Dealers. And if any patrons wants to give us a topic, let us know. We'll put it in the show one day. Let's get into the game showcase. Nate, tell me about Lake.
Hey, you know who didn't submit response? Death Dealers.
That's a good point.
That's actually a really good. Yeah. And if you suggest a topic, by all means, please let us know. But
Weird.
Oh, Vicky.
Yeah, so
Anyways.
so Lake is a game that I played this past week, played and completed. It's a very chill game. I know we talked about it previously, and it had been shown on a couple of the ID showcases, at least 2 that I can recall. And it was, at the time, we thought, okay, well, this is a mail delivery game. Looks like there's something else going on, something kind of weird going on at this lake. Let me tell you, there's nothing weird going on at the lake. You're just delivering mail. That is the game. You're delivering mail. Your dad goes to Florida. Your parents go down to Florida for something. I guess they're on vacation. They're trying to decide if they're going to leave. And you go to fill in for him and deliver mail in the small town in which you grew up and they were still living. And then basically, I think it takes the course of, well, they keep saying 2 weeks. So it's about 14 days that you'll be delivering mail. And every day you'll kind of start at the mail truck at the post office, and it'll already be loaded with packages, and your carrier bag will be loaded with mail. And when you go to look at the map of the lake, you'll see every place you have to go drop off a letter, every place you have to go drop off a package, and you basically just drive there. Nice thing is that there are a couple fast travel points around the lake, so you don't have to constantly drive around the lake. The walking speed is interminably slow, is horrible, and it does have a slightly faster walk button, and it says fast walk, but it really should say slightly faster walk, because if you time it, I think it is fractions of a second faster. So you're going to be constantly wanting to walk faster as you're going from place to place, but I guess you don't want to drop those packages. There is no way to throw a package. I tried to do that. I was wondering if I could throw it from the stairs, like onto a porch.
I guess you're not FedEx then.
No, you're not FedEx. You're the USPS apparently. So you'll just be driving these around. Sometimes you'll be knocking on a door for a package and someone will answer. Most times they won't. And you just drop a package off and you move on to the next thing. Sometimes when you go to a house to deliver a letter or a package, there'll be somebody standing there. There's a crazy cat lady. And she basically has a quest for you. And there's, I think, 2 other people that have quests as well. And they'll ask you just to do specific things in town, like take my cat to the vet, who also happens to be the fisherman. Okay. So you'll do that. And then over a course of days, like maybe you have to bring the cat back or something like that. And then there are other things that they'll ask you to do. Basically, I think you can miss those things and you wouldn't get the achievements. So they are technically missable. So while you're playing this game, just be very helpful. If someone asks you to do something, be like, of course I'll do that. Why, yes, I would love to take your sick cat. Why, yes, I would love to deliver that envelope that has no stamp on it. Those sorts of things. Just say yes to everything. The one thing you don't have to say yes to are romance options. There are 3, I think.
Romance options?
Yeah, there are 3 romance options in this town, I believe. Now, I was not feeling that when I was playing this game. I didn't, I'm married. I don't want to romance anybody besides my wife. So,
right.
So I just wasn't feeling it. So I just didn't do it. So
Mrs. Moose is watching.
Anytime someone wanted to get
Mrs. Moose.
Anytime somebody wanted to get like real cozy with me, I was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm happy to just read my book or just hang out at the lake. And I didn't lose any achievements for that. You don't have to pick a romance option. You can do whatever the heck you want. I don't think that you'll shut yourself off from achievements if you happen to, pick this person or that person. I don't think anything like that matters. There is one achievement you will, or one path you have to take that you could lock yourself out of to get a particular item. And that item is required for one of the 3 endings. Now, there are, like I said, there are 3 endings. And the bad thing about this is that the last point you can save before going back and doing the next ending takes about 20 minutes. So every ending, so after you beat the game, you can then load up your previous save and it'll take you about 20 to 25 minutes to do that next ending. And then you'll just have to do the third ending after that. So that's not great. So there's like an hour of endings you have to do all total. It took me about 7 hours to get all the achievements, including those 3 endings. You don't really need a guide. Like I said, if you just pretty much just accept everything that someone asks you, if they say, hey, would you do this? Or, hey, would you like to go do this with me? Just say, yeah, why not? Just experience it. Now, the game is really relaxing. I really liked it.
It looks relaxing.
Yeah, there's a radio station that plays while you're driving your truck. It's not bad. It's not my type of music, but it wasn't bad. And it kind of fit the theme and kind of fit everything that was going on. But yeah, I really like this game. I know I kind of was down on it a little bit, said a couple maybe not so nice things, but the game overall is pleasant, and I really enjoyed it, and it was really relaxing. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to romance anybody. I didn't want to go. I was enjoying my time just driving around delivering mail, which is ridiculous. You don't have to worry about road rules. You can drive on the wrong side of the road. You can run into people. You can stop traffic. My daughter played, and she waited until she had 10 cars backed up in traffic, which she thought was hilarious. This is how she played the game, and we were just sitting there. And I was like, what are we doing? And she's like, I just want to make some traffic. We sat there.
Your daughter is a monster.
She's a monster, and she wants to name her stuffy FuFuCuddilyPoof. And so we just sat there and just made traffic. Once she found out she could honk, she just started honking at them. So you can play this game any way you want. There's lots of ways. Yeah. Oh, and there's 2 achievements for visiting locations. You don't have to go everywhere on the map. In fact, I found myself going places just expecting to find like a decapitated body or something, or like an alien. Like, you really feel like there's something else going on in this town.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Like, how much better would the game be at that point?
It would get real weird. Like, I would have loved for things to get weird. Like alien abductions or something like that. That would be very cool. And I kept expecting that. I was watching somebody, I think I was watching the ID at Xbox stream, and I kept expecting something weird to happen. And it just never did. It would make
How big is the world in this?
I mean, there could be DLC, and then something really weird could happen. Who knows? But
I mean, we're watching the game as you're talking about it, and it looks like the walking speed, I can confirm, super slow. Maybe that was her fast walk. Still super slow. The game looks like somebody played Grand Theft Auto and did one of those side quests where you have to deliver drugs in a box van or something. And they're like, this needs to be an entire game.
Yeah.
I got it. Mail delivery. Around in the map is a big lake, and you go around it and have like 7 roads that veer off. And it's like, this is a terrible map, but maybe it's fine to drive it. I don't know.
The game looks great. I mean, if you're watching
it does look good.
It's real pretty. It's real fun. There's actually one section of the lake that is like backwoods, and there's like, I started to get scared. Like, I was like, I think I'm gonna get capped. I think like someone's gonna show up with like a chainsaw.
I get capped.
Yeah, I'm gonna get kidnapped or something. I don't know. I felt like every time I was delivering stuff there, I was kind of like looking over my shoulder, just worried that somebody's gonna come out of the woods and get me. But never happened. Never happened. It's a relaxing game. No matter what my mind was trying to make happen in the background, it's a very relaxing game.
And let me see if I got this right. This is a $15 game, right?
I think that's right. I believe
worth
20
sale. What are your opinions on the
$20
price versus the value?
Oh yeah, it is not worth $20 in my opinion. For how long you'll be playing it, and for the fact that you have to do 3 endings. As an achievement hunter, I don't think it's worth the $20. As someone who's just into a relaxing game, maybe this is your style. You can go and play this multiple times, romancing this person or that person. You can take different options, choose to do different things, and I'm sure it changes the story a little bit. I mean, there's this whole subplot going on in the background that has to do, well, I don't want to say, but I think there's other things going on in this game that I didn't see as an achievement hunter. But if you were going through and you were really just paying attention to the game, just kind of picking apart and like focusing on, okay, well, what am I going to do? Or how do I want to dig into this particular plot line? Like, you probably could do some stuff. you probably find some other things going on that I wasn't really privy to. I just didn't catch on to it. So $20, maybe. If you're really just if this is your type of genre and you just want to pick it apart and go everywhere and do everything, I guess $20 is okay. But as an achievement hunter, I would wait for a sale. 5, 10, whatever your
and
price
I don't know
is.
why, but I've seen this game multiple times, and I'm like, oh, that's on Game Pass, but it's not on Game Pass.
Because it looks like the perfect Game Pass
It seems like
game.
a Game Pass game.
It feels like the type of game that will come to Game Pass.
And it's weird how, we think like that. Like, okay, that one's going to be free here pretty soon.
Yeah, I hope it'll be free pretty soon because I think that's how they can get the most people to try it.
Is it ID at Xbox?
It is.
It is,
and it's Whitehorn Digital. So I mean, it seems like they are low percentage Game Pass. They did We Should Talk. I believe that was Game Pass. None of their other stuff is though. So
surprising.
Yeah. It's
because this just looks like a Game Pass game.
actually We Should Talk was not. My bad. I don't think any of their games have ever been Game Pass.
Yeah.
Like you look at this and you just think, oh, this isn't going to get a lot of attention. Let's put it on Game Pass, and several thousand people will play it.
That
and it's
said,
also just like,
go ahead.
It just looks like a good Game Pass game.
They do have games that go on sale a lot, so I think you'll have no problem waiting for a sale probably relatively soon, is my guess. So at least there's that to bank on.
Yeah. That seems fair.
We're just spoiled by Game Pass. All right. Corey, what game are you talking about?
All right, so I haven't picked the game yet, but I played 2 roguelike. Let's go with that.
Light. I think they're light, right?
I think it's like.
I think it's like.
I think like is like rogue, whereas light it has elements of rogue.
I don't know. One of them definitely said roguelike. Anyways, I'm going to let you pick. You want to hear about a game leaving Game Pass or one that just got to Game Pass?
Got to.
Scourgebringer or Dandy Ace?
Just got to Game Pass.
I played
Amaze
a good
me.
bit of both. Oh, boy.
Who cares about what's leaving? What's coming in?
All
Tell
right.
me about why I should play it.
All right. So Dandy Ace is a roguelike, as they describe it in their description. And the most basic way to put it that would be true is that it is Hades set in the magician world. Now, I haven't played enough of Hades to make that assumption in my mind.
Hold up.
And so
Didn't you talk about this last week?
it just came to Game Pass last week. That's what we talked about.
Okay, that's why I thought. Okay, continue.
Yeah, it launched in the Game Pass. And anyways,
I thought you pulled it out.
I'm going to bank on Koosh a little bit to see if Hades really is kind of relatable. It's definitely relatable in
there
that
are
it's
no card tricks.
It's
no
a
card
rogue,
tricks
it's a roguelike game where you're trying to get as far as you can in your run, and as you go through the run, you get different currencies, and that lets you upgrade your permanent upgrades and abilities or whatever. And
Yes.
so that's the crux of the game. Now, what makes it unique is they put this magician theme onto it, and your move set is determined by cards that you pick up. You have 4 slots. At the beginning of each run, you're given 1 pink card, 1 blue card, and 1 yellow card. Your blue is your evasion skill, so you may just skip forward a little bit. You might blink, so if you can go through an enemy. That's in the first, or that's in whatever slot you pick. Another thing you can do is pick whatever button you want assigned to it. But you can have that's the blue card. The yellow card is the kind of the ranged heavy attack, if you will, and then the blue card is your quick attacks that are more spammable. And so you can have any combination of these cards. You can have 4 blue cards that are all evasion if you really wanted to and do very little damage. That's totally up to you on how you want to stack your deck, pun intended. What you can do on top of that is you can actually pick up 4 more cards. Now, these cards they all have their own abilities if you choose to use them. They all also have their own upgrade abilities. And so what that means is you can put any combination of card together. It could be a blue and a blue, blue and a yellow. It could be the exact same card. And whatever you put in the upgrade slot is going to do something a little different. It might not have a certain number to it. So exactly, you have like a fire attack. If you choose to put that fire attack in your upgrade slot, whatever that main attack is now causes burn damage. So there's going to be a slow damage over time to it. And you can even put that stuff on items like the evade. So every time you blink forward, you're leaving like a little fiery residue, and you can kind of burn people that way by zipping around the map. As far as using those, they are all timed based, like just half a second or so, and it ranges. So you have to be a little strategic in how you do it. But you go through the maze, and you have certain arenas where you cannot skip all the enemies. You have to defeat them all. And throughout the maze, you have treasure chests that give you more cards and coins. And there's sections where you can buy the cards that you may want to switch to. And they have different tiers and things like that. And you go through these different sections and fight bosses. And then you eventually get to the last boss. I believe there's probably a total of 3 bosses throughout the whole game, like in one run. There are some branching paths that you can take once you find keys to unlock those gates. But when you start the game off fresh, you are locked to one of those routes until you find additional methods to get by. So that's kind of the game. As far as I know, Hades, it's very much like that.
This looks fantastic.
You even start the run with the 3 cards like I mentioned, but they're random. And it's kind of like Curse of the Dead Gods, because I played that more. And this is where I don't know if Hades is similar. Those cards are random within the loot table that you have available to you. So in Curse of the Dead Gods, it may have been a strategy not to buy certain weapons, because you could just buy like the default weapons that are there and just buy the really overpowered weapons and have more of a chance to get that. So it's kind of a strategy, and you can do that here because you pick what cards go into your loot table. Once you find the blueprint for that card, or if I guess find the card in that case, then you are able to buy that card, and it is now in your RNG of being a starting card. The only other thing that they do is you find blueprints, and if you survive that portion of the level and get to the safe area, you have unlocked that blueprint, and once you spend enough currency to buy it, it turns into what's called a trinket, and those are just they're not one-time use items to bring with you, but they only last for you for that run. And I believe right now, at least on mine, I can pick up to 2. I don't know if that changes, but they do stuff like start with more gold or something like that. Actually, that's not one. You get like a second wind or something if you go down. Different things like that you can attach to you. But I agree, Fufu. The game looks really good, very colorful. I like the magician theme to it. There's not a whole lot of different enemies. Like there's some palette swapped stuff going on, so it's a little light on that front. But I can appreciate what they are trying to do and trying to be unique. But I don't know if it's my favorite roguelike of the recent trend.
This is something that I want to try, especially being on Game Pass now. I think you said it was the trinkets that you got at the end or something like that, and that's kind of like your
they're
like the thing
they're temporary upgrades. You get them for that run.
Okay, that's okay. I heard you wrong. All right. Well, in that case, the trinkets seem to be like the god power ups in Hades, where like a certain god will appear and you can get some sort of a boost from them.
Right. And like Hades is a little bit more like Curse of the Dead Gods, where you're picking your path kind of as you're doing it, and there are certain benefits to picking certain paths, right? There's a reward that you can pick. The paths that you pick in this game, they don't really offer that. It's more to the tune of, there's probably certain blueprints that only appear certain areas, so you can farm for those. But some of the first bosses that you get, you can kind of pick. And so that's the only reason I could see why you would really need to be strategic about your path. Otherwise, that's where it differs, I think, from Hades big time.
I will say I think I like the art way more in Hades.
It's a little bit more comic booky. This is more like, I don't know, like children's book-esque.
Yeah.
It's the best way I can think of to describe it.
How's the achievements in this? Is this like a 200-hour completion?
So
like Hades?
The achievements aren't too bad. If you play through the game all the way through, if you play through the game all the way through, you're going to get most of the achievements. There are some for collecting, every card, getting every purchase. So there will be some grinding. But the good thing is, no matter how far you progress, you always are progressing. So even if you get just 10 shards, you can bank those and put them in an upgrade. You don't have to have all the shards at once to buy the upgrade, which is good. If it costs 150 and you got 30 this run, you can put 30 in there and go on your way. You can even put 10 on there and 20 in another. So that's kind of nice. But playing through the game, just normal will get you a good chunk of the upgrades. Once you beat the game first, normal mode, then you unlock hard mode. Enemies hit a little harder, things like that. There's an achievement for beating it there. And then there's a very hard mode as well. So you do have to play through the game a good amount of times. But with any roguelike, you're going to do that anyways. There have already been 7 completions. I would have thought this would have been a lot longer of a game. I don't know how much time they've spent into it, but I've put in at least 10 to 15 hours. TA says 18 and that, actually almost 19, but I don't think it's been quite that much active time. The people who have completed it range from 18 hours to 32 hours. So you're looking at about 30 hours probably for this, which is not bad for a roguelike.
Yeah, I see here right after I asked you that, I see it's released on September 28th. So as of recording, it's been out for a week, and we have 7 people have completed. So it's definitely not like awful, crazy completion long.
Correct. Yeah, and as far as like trying it out, you will get the first achievement pretty easily. So I think I probably got it at the end of my first run, if not during my first run. So if you want to try it out and you're skeptical, just try it on an alt tag.
All right.
Well, yeah, so when you die, what carries over?
So the map consists of, spitballing here, I don't know, 10 to 12 levels within the realm. Whatever you have at the end of a level, you get to keep. If you die mid-level before you hit the end of it and get to the next safe area, you'll lose whatever you earned just then. And what carries over are the shards you get from random enemies, as well as your coins. You get coins that coins go towards the trinkets I mentioned, and then in the midst of the map that you're running to get to the end, there'll be shops, and you can use the coins there to buy specific cards. Otherwise, everything else is RNG, whether you find it in a chest or not. The shops are the only way where you can be like, ooh, I definitely want to pick that card. And so you can use that there or at the safe areas when you respawn.
Okay, got it.
So are you going to save this for next year, or are you going to keep playing it?
I will probably save it. Like I mentioned, it's not my favorite of the big 3 that we've got recently, but I did enjoy it enough to want to go back to it. I haven't beat the first run yet, so I still have a normal run to go, but I will come back to it for sure.
All right. Final question. It's $20. Now, if it wasn't on Game Pass, what do you think about that price?
I've been so bad about having an opinion on prices because I've been spoiled recently. It's hard to say. I don't think I would spend 20 on it, but I don't spend full price on anything nowadays.
I don't talk about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even just I always wait for a sale. I think this one would be, if it's $20 normally, I would want a half off sale, but 25% off at $15 probably isn't bad. You're going to get your money's worth, I think, out of it, even at 20. But there's better options out there for roguelike.
To put it in perspective, Hades is $25.
Is it really? Hades
Yeah.
is only $25?
Without even playing Hades, I would probably spend the extra $5.
I never would have thought that Hades was $25. I thought that was at least like a $40 game. That's crazy. That is so cheap for that game.
Yeah.
All right.
What's that game called again?
Dandy Ace.
Dandy Ace. Okay, yeah. My son and I just started up Hades, actually. I think we're like 2 hours in and still haven't gotten an achievement.
You're doing it a little wrong.
Maybe. I know what the
Hades?
first
You
achievement
didn't-
is. But we've
There's two super obvious, easy achievements to get.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you pet
Have
the
you looked at
dog?
the list?
Yeah, we pet
just-
we pet Cerberus.
Did you pet the dog 20 times?
Oh no.
10 times.
No.
I think it's only 10.
It's only
10
10.
times.
Okay, well. All right.
Did you beat up Skelly?
Who?
Skelly.
Training
No,
dummy.
we didn't look at the list. I just looked at it right now to see what the lowest ratio was. It looked like beating the first area or first boss. Yeah, so my favorite part about the game so far is how when you die, you still not only progress with keeping your stuff, but you progress in the story also.
Yes.
It's really cool. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah, and it's
That
a roguelite.
is definitely unique. Yeah.
And it's a roguelite, Corey. Roguelike is when you die, you just start from scratch. You don't.
I'm telling you, the dev's description says roguelike. I'm going
Yeah.
off of that.
They're all light. Unless
Went off
you
what the
start
devs
over.
said.
It's a
You have to
rouge
go-
light.
You have to go based off TA. TA is king.
It's a rouge light.
Then everything's action. Action adventure.
Yeah, as soon as I started Hades, I was like, this looks like Bastion. And the music sounded like Bastion, and it looked like Bastion. I'm like, oh,
Do
wait.
you listen to our podcast?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because when you start talking about a game that I want to play, I tune you out, Nate. You see?
Oh.
And so we did. But yeah, it's from the people that made Bastion, Supergiant. That game is typically like $3. That's another
Yeah,
great game.
Hades has like 20,000 lines of dialogue.
Oh my god, it's so good so far.
Yeah.
And my
All right. I don't want to rehash Hades.
I know. I just wanted to
right
say
now.
one thing.
We could talk about it more later, but just real quick, like the more you go every single time you die and come back, talk to everyone because they're always going to say something different. It is
Yes.
so good.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That's my favorite part so far.
God, I got to play that more.
But I was going to say my son is familiar with all the mythology because he reads and watches the Percy Jackson series. Anyone familiar with those?
Oh, that just makes it even better.
Yeah. So I was like, "How do you know?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like,
How do
"That's
you know
Artemis,
things?"
Dad." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Okay." How did you know that? Yeah. So he's teaching me stuff. So it's been fun to play or to watch him play.
Sounds
Okay,
like you
knowing
need to
that
get Phoenix Rising.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's probably a
Yeah.
good Christmas present. You're welcome.
Yeah. Nice 80 hours you can play that for. 80 to 100.
Well, that's what Hades is.
There's that. Hades is 200 plus. I didn't know
No,
Phoenix
it's
Rising
not.
was like 80 to 100.
No. It is?
It's a bunch.
Wow. All right. All right. El, what other games have you been playing besides Hades?
I've been playing a lot of stuff. You know, you like when I talk about a lot of stuff, right? Good.
Totally.
Good. I had Michelle and her brother over this weekend, and we did some stuff. I'll just quickly talk about, remember our old friend Cake Bash? I just wanted to say that
Never heard of her.
that they helped me complete that game. So I have the completion in Cake Bash now. I was afraid of the remember the campfire one where you have to get 100% on the marshmallow?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was afraid. You have to do that 3 times in one game, but I did it, and I was like, all right. So one thing to note if you're playing
Good job, Michelle.
Michelle helped me plenty, but I did that one. But then in the next game we played, she wound up doing it too, so I guess it's not that difficult. When you're playing in co-op, you can in local co-op, only one player gets the achievements, unfortunately. But if anybody does the stuff, it counts for that logged in profile, if you know what I'm trying to say. So, like, say she had done the 3 marshmallows, I would have gotten the achievement, because it's whoever's logged in.
Now, what if she got 1 and you got 2?
Then that would not. No, that would not count. And we actually there was this.
That's interesting.
You know, there's a caterpillar achievement where you have to get 3 heads of the caterpillar. We tried doing 1 each, but no, I had to be the same person getting all 3. So we did try that stuff. So thank you to Michelle for help with that. If you have 3 or 4 controllers handy, it makes it even better. But that one is also playable online, so that's perfect. Cake Bash, I always give CodeSync their props for that one. It's a lot of fun. The next thing we did was on the Better Completions Matter, there's a mini UHH going on in there. And Michelle wound up with Myst on her list, and she's never played Myst. Now, I don't want to get too much into that again because I'd actually would love if she was on this episode to get her opinions on, but I will say that she's usually pretty good at puzzle games, and she was like, yeah, what do I do? And we were like, I don't know. I'm going to go get up the little hint guide and say what to do. But I will say the one big difference from the old 1993 version is there's the FMV scenes are now replaced by cartoon guys, and they're not as cool.
That's weird.
Yeah. So
there must be some sort of
the resolution was just
I don't know. I can't think of what I'm trying to say.
I mean, it's 1993 FMV, so they just replaced those guys with what am I trying to think of? Computerized
CGI.
Yeah, that CGI. Computerized graphic things. So there's 2 ways you could play. It's the old version where you could just look up the answers, or the new randomized version where it's random. You can't just look up the answers. You need to know how to solve the puzzles. So we just did the old version. So she wound up getting all the achievements except for 2 or 3 because you need to beat it on the randomized version. And there's that 2-minute speed run. Did we talk about the 2-minute speed run on on the show? I don't think we did.
You mean beat the entire game in 2 minutes?
You have to be. Yes, you can. You can get the good ending within 2 minutes if you know what to do. And a lot of people did this on the computer version because you could use the mouse, and you could also plug the mouse into the Xbox. But Michelle persevered and did it on the controller. And
interesting.
Basically, you have to run and hit a bunch of levers, which is the hardest part because the controls are. And then you need to wind a clock, and you have to use the right stick to do it instead of the left stick. So that's weird. And then you put in the fireplace combo, and you're good. But she got that done. So, yeah. Next time hopefully she does a segment on the show where she talks about her experience with it. And then the last thing we did was the Catty and Batty game. Catty and Batty, the Spirit Guide, which is a local co-op game from Sometimes You.
Yeah.
Not colorful.
It is not colorful.
Oh,
it
God,
is black
this is
and
not colorful.
It is black and white. The object is basically it's kind of tower defense-y. The characters come out. All right, I'll wait for you to boot up a level to try to explain it. Basically, the characters come out of this portal or a hole, and you need to get them into the exit. And I started playing with Michelle's brother, and we just kept putting down boxes to try to wherever the guys went until Michelle grabbed the controller, and she did it just like you're seeing in this video, where you put down like infinite boxes, and it makes it even easier. I will say one compliment I could pay to the game is that after a while, I didn't even remember that it was just in black and white. We were just having fun playing. If you're playing alone, you could just toggle between the two characters because they all have their own abilities.
So this is like anti-tower defense?
You're just leading
Yes.
the guys into the exit.
Jeez.
So that's kind of like Lemmings. I know Koosh will know Lemmings. Lemmings was like that, right, Nate?
Yeah, Lemmings was all about just
You had to,
forcing them along a path, changing the path to make them go where you wanted them to go.
and eventually, they would try to kill themselves, but you would try to make them get to the exit.
Right.
Yeah, they would just go.
Thank you.
It
for
doesn't
Wendell.
seem like a bad game.
Yes.
No, not at all.
So as the levels go, they add new elements, new mechanics, and okay, Michelle is saying in Lemmings you would pass if only one guy survived, and in this game you need to make sure they all get in. But there's no real dying or anything like that. You're just playing. It's very kiddie.
Hey-o.
Not to be kitty.
I see what you did there.
Kitty friendly. There's a story in between each level. There's cutesy dialogue, and yeah. So the game is $5. I think it's on an introductory sale for $4. I would pick it up if you have a kid at home to play this with. You could introduce them to a game. It's like an introductory strategy game. And yeah. So this is
The
an
video
interesting
that we
video.
were
They're just going
watching
crazy.
is titled Catty and Batty Full Completion in 10 Minutes.
Well, if you want to
There you
follow the video and put the boxes exactly where they do, and you could do that.
Yeah.
I think we did it in like an
That's the
hour.
best way to do it.
It's not a long game either way.
So
And there's
It
no-
doesn't look like it would be.
There's no crazy achievements. They're all just progression based. And there's 30 levels. Oh, that's a weird color.
yeah, and to note,
Is
it
it-
comes out on October 13th, so you got a week before it comes out. But it is it's a stack. There's two versions of this game.
Really?
Did you know that, L? Yes. Xbox
No.
One version and a Series version. And
Oh, is that one?
I think
colorful?
it's a sometimes
And
you
a series?
deal. Yes. I think it's a sometimes you deal. I've not done it, so I can't say the details exactly, but they've been doing this with a couple of their games, and I believe if you buy the Xbox One version, the Series version gets you some kind of extra discount. Don't quote me on that, but do your research. But you, like El said, it's $4 as this introductory price.
Which
Again,
one did
comes
I
out,
play?
October 13th. You played the Series version.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Yeah. So it at the most for a cool $8, you can have 2 easy completions, 2,000 gamer score under your belt for this puzzle game. But yeah,
Oh,
Weird.
look at that. It's a stack. I knew that.
So when you said stack, I just assumed Win 10. I didn't think series.
Mental Knight
Yeah.
asked if the stack is white and black. I guess it would
is
be.
white, black, and gray.
Grayscale. Yeah, I don't like watching it like this. It's fun to figure it out yourself. I know some people will just do this to do it, but at least try it
Get in,
yourself.
get out. 10-minute guide.
Not for puzzle games. Fine.
All right. Well, that's
Well,
a
we
good-
enjoyed Catty and Batty. And those are all the
Cool.
crazy games that I played.
All right. Well, that's a good game that's on a sale right now. Other games that are on sale. L, you got anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
It's
Just because-
it was one of those crazy ones with 500 things on sale. I was like, nope.
All right. Just because there's nothing on a dock doesn't mean that you didn't have something, so I had to
It's
ask.
absolutely correct.
Corey?
Yeah, so it's kind of an old suggestion. Spyro Trilogy, $14. You cannot beat this. That's 30 hours of pure enjoyment for $14. Spyro Trilogy. Buy it.
Absolutely agree with that, and that probably has some decent TAD in there too.
Last I remember, it was like, I don't know. Well, no, it's 3,000 gamer score.
Yeah, it's 3,000 gamer score.
Yeah, I don't remember the TA at this point, but
I'll look it up real quick.
If they had a stack of this game, I would buy it instantly.
100% I'd buy it. That's an instant buy. Yeah, it's got 2,200 TAD. So
wow, it's probably all in Spyro 3.
Oh yeah, that's not a surprise because most people went, oh, I'm gonna play them in order, and then stop halfway through or don't feel like finishing the flights or something like that. So yeah, this is not a difficult completion whatsoever. I totally back him up on this one. That's a great game. 3 great games. Nate, what you got?
Does Spyro have any co-op? I'm sorry. I was just curious if Spyro had any co-op. Okay.
The later installments did, but not the original trilogy.
Okay. I think my daughter would like this game, but okay. Carry on.
I'll send you the link for one that's on the 360 that has
cool
co-op.
Thank you.
Nate?
Thanks for asking. I was going to say there's 500 games on the list, so let's get started. The first game of 500 is Dog Duty. It's $2 down from 20. It is strategy in real time. Now, the thing that drew me to it was obviously the savings. That was huge, $2 down from 20. This is a minimalistic squad-based tactical game, and it reminds me of like Commandos or Tiny Troopers. So if you enjoyed those games, you might want to check this out. It doesn't look bad, and I think the music actually was kind of interesting in the gameplay that I was watching as I was researching. This could be a hidden gem. I'm not going to say it's the best game in the world, but I think it's definitely worth $2. Next game, Close to the Sun. $9 down from 25. It is action adventure. And basically the achievements are for completing chapters. So you'll get an achievement as you go chapter by chapter. Collectibles, getting all the collectibles chapter by chapter. There's an achievement for each of those. There's a 3-hour speed run achievement, but apparently that can be done in an hour and 30 minutes. So it's very lax, the timer. And there's a no death run as well. The solution had something about the no death run. I think maybe you can dashboard. I'm not positive, but it looked like it wasn't so bad. I think because you can do it in an hour and 30, I think that's what it said. I think the dashboard didn't work, but it only takes you an hour and 30, and really there's only a couple sections you had to worry about, so I think it wasn't too bad. And it looks horror-ish, so maybe this is a good sale game for this month, the spooky month. And finally, the last one I was looking at was Relicta. $5 down from 20. This is a puzzle first-person puzzler. It looks a little bit like Portal-ish or some of those Portal clones. It's 1,390 gamer score because of 2 title updates. And you're basically
weird.
Yeah, right? Very weird. And you're basically just using physics-based powers or physics-based puzzle solving to solve all these puzzles. There is no walkthrough on TA. However, you will be able to find walkthroughs elsewhere on the internet and certainly on Steam.
Now, the question we are all wondering, because I know why it made your list. Dog duty. Can you pet the dog?
I don't think there is a dog. In none of the gameplay that I saw was there a dog.
I always think of it as a platformer, and I click on it every time, and it says real-time strategy. I'm like, nope, exit out.
See, that's funny, because I thought it was a platformer too, and I didn't click on it. Had I known it was real-time strategy, I would have clicked on it.
Yeah, it's a real-time strategy, but there's no way to stop time. Well, obviously, because it's real-time strategy. But normally, those types of games, you'd think, oh, I can choose to either play with no time stopping, or I can, give orders and then hit play. This one is it's like Tiny Troopers, very much like it. You can use cover, and it definitely looks more than it's more involved than it looks. Like if you watch the gameplay of the very first level, most people just kind of run through it. But there's like a zip line that you can take down to a turret, and the turret helps you take out all these bad guys. So I think that the more you play it, the more you discover about the game. So check it out. I mean, if that sounds at all interesting, you definitely should check it out, because I think there is something there.
Can you pet the duty? Gross, Al.
There are a lot of games, even a couple that we've mentioned way before, many times. Shady Part of Me, Bard's Gold. I got both of those. Check the sale out. Tons of stuff on sale. A lot of repeats that you might have missed, but a lot of lowest prices too.
Where is my Artifacts games? They need to go back on sale for $3.74.
Yeah, so I just sent you that link to the Spyro co-op game, and I look over, it's not backwards compatible. So
all right,
back to what we were saying.
Let me look at this link.
Back to this game.
Stop sending me dirty links.
You know what is backwards compatible? Games with gold. They have to be contractually.
Okay, yeah, sure they do. All right, so available now. Arrow is available all month.
Have you played that yet?
That I have not.
Please play it.
I'm going to.
We should have played that for the stream game. Now that I think about it.
Oh, we should have did that. You know what? I think we even talked about this last week. That we were going to that would be the stream game.
Is aerodynamic?
Doesn't sound like something we could possibly forget.
Us forget? No.
7 days ago.
Way too long. And then the 360 game that is backwards compatible, Castlevania Harmony of Despair. That is available until the 15th. And then, if you don't, also some free-ish games. We have a bunch of games that came to Game Pass. The first being, which is available now, if you're listening, or if you're listening with us in Twitch chat, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. That's available on the cloud, console, and PC. If you're listening to this the day it drops. Huh?
Tabs.
Yes.
That's what
if
Nate
you're
has.
listening to this podcast the day it drops, the Procession to Calvary and Visage is available on cloud, console, and PC. Next Tuesday, October 12th, it's probably the biggest game of the month, Back for Blood.
Yeah.
I can't wait to jump into this. Day 1 on October. Wait, no, I can't, because Prue is doing something stupid, like going to visit his girlfriend in Nebraska or something. And he's going to hold our Thursday night crew up.
We could play without him. Just don't tell him he doesn't listen to this.
Good call.
Okay.
And also on October 12th.
I want to play Back for Blood, but nobody wants to play in my group.
What?
Including that backstabber Prue.
What?
So I'll be Prue. You call me up that day.
All right, next Thursday.
Deal.
There we go. That was easy.
He's choosing Nebraska over us, so yeah, he deserves to be left down.
Let's do it. All right, and also October 12th, Destiny 2 Beyond Light is available on the PC.
What's that?
It's some sort of DLC. I don't play Destiny 2.
Oh, good. Smart.
I've had enough Destiny after 1.
Yep.
October 14th, Ring of Pain is available on cloud, console, and PC.
Another rogue like.
Stop
I
it.
think it's
Stop
like,
it.
but it's with cards.
Interesting.
Card-based battling.
And Riftbreaker is available on cloud, console, and Xbox Series X and S, so not Xbox One.
It's
That
tower
one
defense.
has a stacked list as well, I believe.
Okay, so it is Xbox One.
And it's tower defense.
No.
Or just
Windows
cloud,
and Series stack.
okay. And October 15th, The Good Life on cloud, console, and PC.
Which
Ooh.
has dogs.
Is that
That's
TV
dog?
show?
And it's a sweary game, right?
It is
I
a
don't know if that's how you
sweary.
pronounce it.
It is a sweary game. Sweary game. I don't know.
Sweary. Yeah.
It's a what?
It's a guy that does really weird games. And surprise, it's a really weird game.
Yeah. Didn't he do? He did
Wait,
one
he
that
did.
Waka talked
did.
about. Yeah.
He did
Wait.
Shadow, no, something died. The D4 game, the Dreams Died.
Yeah. There was another one.
Dark
that was
Dreams Don't
recent.
Die.
That's the one.
Yeah. There's another more recent one, but I'm
Wait, this
almost
is the-
positive he got like called out on our show. It was by Kronos or Waka or both. He didn't do Soma, right?
I don't know.
Doesn't seem like his style, but I could be wrong.
This is a simulation game.
Well, don't trust the genres on TA
Yeah.
within the first 2 weeks of a game's launch. Definitely not pre-launch.
All I want.
I don't
Three
think we
Days
really
Grace song.
know what this game's about, just to put that out there.
Three
The
Fish.
Missing, that's what is the more recent sweary game.
All right.
Oh.
And a couple of games that are leaving Game Pass on October 15th.
No.
Goner 2, Katana 0, Scourgebringer, and Tales of Vesperia HD. All of them are leaving Game Pass, so
All right.
hurry up and finish them.
Real quick, because you guys voted for Dandy Ace, I have been playing Scourgebringer. Look at the list on TA. There's a lot of TAD, and there is an assist mode. Only probably 2 achievements require skill. You can get the vast majority very easy. Look into it if that's what you're into.
All right. Well, there you go. Quick completion. Quick-ish completion. How long will it take?
The estimates are about 10 hours. I left my console on, so I have no idea. But 10 hours probably sounds right.
All right.
I got most of it in like 2 days. And it's the perfect game because of assist mode where you can do other stuff and watch other stuff while you play it.
Like The Office.
Or Hot Ones.
All right.
I'm still on Hot Ones.
Oh, okay. I just watched the Hot Ones. Nate, you would actually want this one. Derek Lewis was on it.
I watched that.
Okay, yeah.
Who?
He's a UFC fighter.
He's my favorite UFC
He's a
fighter. That
funny
dude's
guy.
hilarious.
Big men, little clothes, hit
BJ
other
Penn?
men.
All right, let's get into coming real soon. Corey, tell us about the best game that is coming.
All right, so I am most excited for, and again, last week was a big week. This week's a big week.
Huge
that's
week.
the rest of the year. Back for Blood's coming out. Game Pass Day 1.
Yes.
It's basically Left 4 Dead 3. There's campaign and online co-op up to 4 people. There's some kind of multiplayer. I have not really dug into that one, so I don't know how it works with, you could be the survivor or a monster. I'm not sure. Anybody know?
I have no idea. I stay away from games that I'm really excited for. I just jump in blind.
Yeah. So I've done that mostly for this one. I looked up a little bit of gameplay before today for the show just to make sure that's the one I wanted. And it looks good, looks quality. I think it's going to look really good on the Series X. And yeah, that's going to be here next Tuesday. And we're going to play next Thursday. I'm going to wait for the call from you guys. I will be Prue. You want me to talk like Prue? I'll talk like Prue. My
You gotta
controller's
take
in the
lots of
oven.
bathroom breaks. Have a squeaky toy in the
What
background
the
that you have
hell
to
is
squeak every
going
so often.
on?
We're replacing Prue with Corey so we can play on Thursday.
Oh, thank God.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather play Back for Blood next Tuesday instead of record a podcast.
Why not both?
Because we take a very long time to record this podcast. Let's see who's next. Elle, you're next on coming real soon.
Me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Only Saucy can't hear me?
What's new?
He always tells the truth about whether
Never,
he can hear me or
never
not.
listen to Saucy.
All right. My game is the suddenly coming to Xbox Disco Elysium. I've been hearing a lot about this game since 2019 on the PlayStation platforms and Steam. This when I watched the video for it, it looked kind of confusing, but I'm just old and like my RPGs to be linear, and I don't like skill trees and different paths, but it looks like you're a detective with a unique skill system at your disposal and a whole city to carve your path across, interrogate unforgettable characters, crack murders, or take bribes, become a hero or an absolute disaster of a human being. How could you not want to play after reading that? I don't know. You're a detective suffering from alcohol and drug-induced amnesia on a murder case. Like, that's just amazing.
Wow. Okay, then. I've heard a lot of good stuff about this.
It's just dialogue-heavy gameplay, so I don't know. Hopefully the actual gameplay is good. If there's anyone in chat that has played it, let me know. Oh, KT Echo says there's a lot of reading in the game. Okay, reading is fine. I like reading. I don't like disco so much, but can't have everything. But anyway, that also drops on the same day as Back for Blood. Yeah.
That's kind of a bold move to drop a game on the same day as Back for Blood.
I mean,
like, there's a lot of heavy hitters that are coming now.
Competition.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's the same audience necessarily, but
I think it's a little different.
Yeah,
it's definitely different, but still, like,
what you mean to say
a lot of people
how
like Left 4 Dead.
dare you launch a game that at the same time as another big hitter Game Pass game, title independent launches.
But I think the disco fans will shell out for it.
Oh, I'm sure they would.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of people that are going to jump into it. But at the same time, like, Back for Blood is going to be a massive game. And, both coming... is Disco coming to back? No, Disco's not coming to Game Pass. Back for Blood is, so...
I have a random question for you guys.
Go ahead.
If you didn't have a group of 4 to play Back for Blood or Left 4 Dead back in the day, would you jump in and play with randoms?
No.
I play by myself. By myself, with myself.
Well, you
I would
can't
play by myself for a little bit and then jump in with the randoms.
But you can't... Oh, by yourself with the bots?
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Peel's here.
I don't want to experience a game with random people the first time through. That sounds
No, like
awful.
if you didn't have a group and you didn't have friends.
I would do bots.
I would play with randoms.
I mean, I'm
I would
pretty
still
sure I
play
played
with
Left 4
bots
Dead
first.
with bots plenty of
All right,
times.
I would play with randoms.
I would play with bots first, then jump in
Okay.
with randoms. And especially because I've played thousands of hours on Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, I know how randoms play. Because I am one of those people. I'm a troll.
But the AI
tried
was
to
terrible.
kill you.
I remember
The AI is terrible. I'm worse.
Oh, that's true.
I'm going to shoot the car alarm to make the horde come, then hit you with a Molotov cocktail and watch them eat your body.
To be fair, you would do that in a group too that you knew.
That's what he's saying. This is what you've signed up for, Corey. Like
Okay.
this, he invited you. This is what he's going to do, and you said yes.
Is he going to try to skeptical
troll you.
Mario me?
He's going to do that. Yes.
I've
Okay.
never done that to Skeptical Mario.
Before you jump on the boat, he will kneecap you.
He doctors his gifts.
See, I mean, yeah, okay, that's, I guess, Nate's right. That's fair warning. Like,
Now I want to challenge him in that.
El Michelle and Prue know what they're signing up for playing with me. They know I want to troll them.
You mean
I'm
Corey?
going to troll you. I might not do it on the first time through because I don't know where, like, the car alarms and stuff like that. I don't know all the mechanics. But as soon as I know what I'm doing, I'm going to troll you.
Just
Oh,
so you
boy.
know, I play the same way.
Oh my god, we gotta stream it. That's gonna be so much fun. Man, I'm so looking forward to this game.
Does Jables get mad at you? Cut it out.
No, everybody's cool. But
Alright.
I am the one to run ahead, so I'm usually like me or Prue. In Borderlands, it
I
was
can
me.
see
Like
that.
the Ascent, like Prue's ahead of me half the time.
And Kronos is still loading in.
That's true. Oh boy, it's so bad. Like we have, there's an art to playing with non-series Xboxes in these online games. For the Ascent, like we all load.
I'll
in
just
first.
step aside.
We all load in first because we can get in about 5 to 10 seconds, And then I invite Kronos, who's on Xbox One X, and he'll pop in where we see him, but he is either in a black screen or constantly falling through the map. But at least we can start to play.
Oh my gosh.
If we get him in the party before the game loads, we all sit in the loading screen, and no joke, it could be 5 minutes or more.
Oh my god, that is awful.
I don't know why the Ascent has as good of reviews as it does. They must have played single player. The online co-op has been nothing but miserable. But I digress.
That's bad.
I wonder if he could try the xCloud version. I know you guys are done with it, but I wonder if that would help.
We're not done with it. That is an interesting... Yeah, we'll try that. I'll bring it up. But since Prue's out for the next 2 weeks, we won't see each other for 3 weeks. We'll see then.
All right, so Nate, what game do you want to talk about?
Well, I was going to talk about The Good Life because there's dogs you could pet, but then I saw it was going to Game Pass, and I figured, well, that's too much coverage. So instead, I'm going to talk about a memoir
Back for
Blue.
Blood.
No, I'm not going to talk about that. On Tuesday, October 12th, nothing else is going on, so you might as well play a Memoir Blue. This is interesting game. It's from a developer publisher. It's from a publisher that we love, Annapurna Games, and their propaganda here says a song from years ago triggers a flood of memories for champion swimmer Miriam. Embark on an evocative journey through her turbulent childhood and the complicated relationship she shared with her devoted mother. It's in a unique aesthetic combining hand-drawn and 3D art, brings Miriam's magical realist journey to life as she swims into the depths of her memories. A series of gameplay vignettes blends sacrifice and heartbreak with victory and pride as she reconnects with her inner child and deepens the love she shares with her mother. We saw a teaser of this, and the art style is super cool. It's a mixed media, where I think the current day is in like 3D, really pretty, you're just kind of walking around normal, but like her memories are in hand-drawn art style, and they exist in the exact same place. So when she's remembering something, she's kind of walking with her younger self, who's a cartoon. It looks super cool. This is going to be loaded with feels, I'm pretty sure.
It looks like it.
Yeah, so I don't expect amazing gameplay, but I do expect a different experience. The last two games from Annapurna for me have been, I really liked 12 Minutes. I thought that was a great game. The other game, I'm blanking on the name, wasn't as great. That was the one where you're running around jamming on your guitar the whole time. The Escape, the Great Something Escape.
Artful Escape.
Yeah, Artful Escape. Thank you. Did not love that. I'm hoping that this is more favorable to me. I'm really hoping it's not like the Artful Escape. I'm hoping that the story is more interesting, and somehow the gameplay doesn't take away from that, unfortunately, like the Artful Escape did. And yeah, man, it's coming to Game Pass, so you don't have to spend $1. You can just try it out.
Even better. This is totally a Nate game.
It looks cool. I'm very interested in seeing, I always like Annapurna. I like to check them out. Even if I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, I still want to check it out because they do interesting things.
All right.
And Fufu doesn't have a game, right, Fufu?
No, I was busy today. I didn't get a chance to look through the list.
Koosh pointed it out. Also comes out on Tuesday. Is a game called Monster Crown. I just want to put it out there. I sent you the link, Fufu, if you wanted to look at it. And I'm only putting it out there because I know we have some fans. I know Fufu would be a fan. It looks like Pokemon, like leaf. Well, what's the first color Pokemon? Like multicolored. Was that silver? Gold,
you
silver?
mean Gen 2?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
First one
probably. It's probably gold.
It's
silver
like
you're thinking
that.
of.
Red and blue.
It's like that.
Yeah, this is Pokemon. I'm watching a trailer now that you sent me. Yeah, this is just Pokemon.
It's just reskinned.
Like, there's even buildings that look like the gyms from Pokemon.
Yep, and like the hillside and the mountains and the bridges. I'm buying this game, I think. Thank you, Koosh. Monster Crown.
No problem. Once again, the game I'm not going to talk about.
Yeah, I couldn't. I had to do it.
All right. Up next, let's get into some contests. Nate, why don't you give us a rundown the Gamertag Challenge?
All right. So September is over. Our Gamertag patron was the Alpha Seagull. We don't have to go over what his wildcard and bonus were. We had 23 participants. We had 11 completions. We had 2 wildcards. And we had 117 bonuses total for a total of 484 draws. Our top 3 bonus scorers were Toby, Lynn, and Chewie with 18, Northern Lass with 20, and Elphalet 77 with 33. And our winner,
Nice.
with the completion and 1 wild card, is guaranteed to not be L. It is Saucy Slingo, and that's got to hurt.
What?
What? What?
Just give it to me.
Hold up.
Just give it
recount.
to me.
I demand a
not L.
recount.
It's not L, and to add insult to injury, it is Saucy Slingo.
Oh, God. Ah.
I know that's
That-
going to hurt L more.
That's got to be fake
All
news.
I have to say to
I
that-
demand a recount. It can't be Saucy. Saucy
Oh,
doesn't
my God.
win.
All I have to say to that is Patriots suck. Brady, own them.
Well, now that fun is over, let's talk about October. In
GG,
October,
Saucy.
our patron gamer tag is Legohead 1977, and he has chosen as his wildcard game anything in the BioShock series. He's a team player. He wants to have synchronicity with all the other stuff going on. And his bonus is, ooh, scary, scary. Achievements that have horror-related words. Example, horror, blood, scream, unobtainable. Just kidding. And those are all worth 1 bonus draw per unique. Variants are not allowed. So scary and scared, that would count as 1. You can only use it 1 time. If you have any questions, go to the channel and we'll answer them there. There will definitely be questions about if a word is acceptable or not, and that's part of the fun. So just jump in channel and just razz me, I guess.
Just ask him lots of questions. He likes lots of questions.
Love it.
All right. And for this month, we have our Patreon drawing. And the lucky winner for the Patreon is none other than Jamie Smith, who has no Discord handle, so we don't know what their gamer tag is.
Oh, awesome.
Yay, Jamie Smith.
But we thank you for your support.
That's
We
definitely
very much thank you for your support.
someone's real name. Definitely.
Yeah, he wanted a few people to get your real name read out loud. So go ahead and contact one of us through TA or preferably the Discord, discord.io/AH101.
Oh, Saucy says that he's Jamie Smith.
You know, Saucy, you could just double your patron. You don't have to be a different person.
The one time he was funny.
Oh, wait.
Shocking.
Is
There's
this
more?
a relative of yours, Nate?
Ah.
Yes.
I mean, at one point in time, if you trace it far enough back, sure. Let's go to Ancestry.com and we'll look it up.
All right. Well, let's get into Brag Camp. Corey, take it away.
Okay. 4 completions. Very small this week for the big milestones of 650 completions with Big L. And then Wakapel. This is a
Yay,
staff-loaded
Catty
Brag Camp.
Batty.
900 completions.
Yeah, Waka, love you, buddy.
In ratio, AS Unknown 1 has reached a new milestone with a TA ratio of 2.2. In streaks,
Wow.
Raw Sauce Ross is currently on a 2-year achievement win streak. Aftos and AS Unknown 1 are currently on 50-day win streaks. Gray Shark is on 100-day. Ben L 72, 200 days. Jeremy DJ, 750 days. And Big Ol is currently on a 3,200-day achievement win streak.
Nuts.
Damn, Al.
In gamer score, Crazy Catman has hit 450,000 gamer score. Dude with the Face, 750,000 gamer score. And Unky Tim Fu, 950,000 gamer score. Almost that big 1 million.
In leaderboards, Aizo is now in the top
Bruh.
20 of the USA TA leaderboard for card and board. Cerebral Assassin is in the top 5 of the North Carolina TA difference leaderboard for point and click. Fluttery Chicken is in the top 1,000 of the TA leaderboard for survival. High Road Vatu is now in the top 1,000 of the TA leaderboard for skateboarding. Nightwolf is now in the top 20 of the USA TA difference leaderboard for Vayners and in the top 50 of the overall TA difference leaderboard. Very nice. Rocker Dude is now in the top 1,000 of the TA leaderboard for Rogue Light. Corey. Sorry, Rouge Like. Rocker Dude is also in the top 5 of the Tennessee True Achievement leaderboard for skateboarding, which is very difficult to say.
And I wasn't even playing skateboarding games this week.
Yeah,
I
well,
was just about to ask you why you're playing.
I
What
think,
game you playing?
Skatebird.
I guess.
I'm sure there was a
Skatebird wasn't-
genre change
Yeah.
somewhere.
I'm guessing
One of the
that
Jackbox
Skatebird didn't
games.
have the genre at first, and it just got it, I guess.
In Brags, Hawkeye Barry completed Zombie Army 4. Very nice. OG True Gaming completed Nexoman. He was the 99th person to do so. Prue completed Fable 2 after 13 years,
good one.
which is why we will not play with him since it takes him so long to complete games. And our very own Corey was the first person to complete A Juggler's Tale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he
You
didn't want
wrote
to tell us
Sea
about it.
Jugs.
I wrote
didn't
Sea
know what you
Jugs.
meant.
That's your new name is Sea Jugs.
So I think I was really number 2.
Oh, really?
I mentioned last week how the list was like not being shown, so I thought I had it. Turns out I did, but I guess I scanned in first. Somebody has like a timestamp of the night before, so like in the leaderboard I'm number 2, but the notification on the friend feed says number 1.
And something else happened. Petart showed that she got an achievement in Gems called By the Beard of Zeus for reaching 50,000 total underworld renown. Do you have any idea what
wow.
this is, Kenny?
Oh, yes. That is a pain in the ass achievement.
Isn't
Looks
that a
like
brand new title update?
Looks like she was the first.
Yeah,
Or
brand
one of
new
the
title
first.
update came out today.
It's only
Within
worth
the past
12,000 TA,
Hours.
if not more.
I mean, that's not a surprise. That's, oh my god, that's several hundred hours
Is that
alone just on that
retroactive?
achievement. Yes.
The 72
Oh.
people have it. And
Okay,
it just
so-
came out.
Okay, so she probably
Good
was
job,
one of the
Petart.
first to log in and get it.
Well, she plays like 45 minutes a day on that game, so
I mean, plain and tall, she loves that game.
if you want to complete that game, you
very nice.
have to put in over 1,000
She's
hours.
never heard of Sarah Plain and Tall. How do you go through life being named Sarah and never heard of Sarah Plain and Tall? How?
To be fair, I've never heard of it either.
I have
Yeah,
no
but
idea
your
what you're
name's
talking
not
about.
Sarah, though.
Good point.
And that we know of. It would be like if you never heard of Corey from Boy Meets World.
Oh yeah, love Corey.
See?
What's Boy Meets World?
There it is.
Oh, gosh. I watched it at least.
I didn't.
Topanga. I mean, what?
All right, let's get out of here and get onto some ducky races. So, as always, if you want to join in on all the conversations, join the community, check out the Discord, discord.io/AH101. If you aren't watching this live, you can do so over on twitch.tv/AH101. Be sure to follow and subscribe to us. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. If you want to send us a Twitter tweet, you can do so on the Twitter @Achievements101. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube, youtube.com/achievementhunting101. If you're listening to this on audio, this stream will go to YouTube at some point, so you can catch up there and see all the antics that we get into.
Catch
And
up.
last but not least, if you can do so, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. We greatly appreciate everyone that donates to us. You help keep the show going, help us get all these contests going, prizes and whatnot. And just as a little reminder for those that are patrons and a little PSA for those that don't know. As I'm editing the shows, if there's like a little soundbite or something like that I can take out of context, I'll snip it and put it in the patron VIP channel in the Discord. Or if we have like some random ramblings before, after, or even during the show that usually gets cut out, I'll take that, I'll save it, and upload it to patron VIP. So if you want to hear a little bit more, just some random talking that we go through, or stuff that's just not kosher for the general audience, you can do so by signing up for Patreon. We love all of our patrons. You guys help the show continue. But with that, class is dismissed. Let's get on to some ducky races. For Twitch only.
Oh, yeah!
Before we get started, I just need to do some vocal warm-up exercises, if that's okay?
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, okay. Mama, mama. Mama, mama. Yeah? Is that?
Yeah. I thought it was a chi 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 ha ha ha. Well, I think the Friday the 13th game has a little thing that says exactly what it's supposed to be.
Welcome to the VCCCW, where we'll be bringing you all of the challenge results for September and what we have in store for spooky October.
Spooktober!
Spooktober, that doesn't work. See, Shocktober is good, but I feel like it's overplayed.
Oh, I like Rocktober, but it hasn't been Rocktober for a long, long time.
Do you mean the TA Rocktober or just Rocktober in general?
Rocktober was in baseball when the Colorado Rockies.
Oh, I know. Sports. So our main event in September was something that Jay Black actually envisioned to start with as something for his goal getters. So the 50 or so people in the goal getter contest. And he was asking people to get unique gamer score values. So every achievement earned, if you earned a unique gamer score that you hadn't earned previously in the month, that would earn you a prize draw entry. So the most times you earned a unique gamer score value, the most prize draw entries you would get. But I decided to actually open that up to the rest of the community. So as well as the goal getter folks, we got 12 extra people opting in to join into the contest, and we ended up with 68 people all trying to earn unique gamer score values. And yes, it was competitive and there was a prize draw involved, but actually I was more interested to try and get as many different gamer score values as was possible across the entire achievement ecosystem. So we were offering prize draws anytime we hit a major milestone for the number of those values unlocked. And I kind of hid away what that value was, but it was for every 25 unique values we earned. So how did we do?
Oh, well, we did fantastic with 116 here. Looking at the chart.
Wait, who are you? I haven't even introduced you. I haven't even introduced myself. What is this?
I thought we... Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're just rolling with it. Hey, I'm Vulgar Latin, by the way. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah, Chewie on ice. Anyway, we got all but 6 of the top 100 of the up to 100 score achievements that were possible.
Yeah.
So 17, 38, 39, 91, 94, and 97 were the only ones that we missed. There are a bunch that are completely impossible. They don't exist. But of the ones that are possible, those were the only ones that we missed, which is very impressive.
That's saying something. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So in a stunning turn of events, hold on to your seats. Mental Night got 100.
Yeah.
Of those.
A nice round 100.
Yeah, a hundo, if you will. Icefire, we got 43. Northern Last, 38. Redemption Denied, 36. And Mattism, 33. So a lot of new faces there.
Yeah, some good names. Some really impressive names, actually. Some people who really put a lot of effort into trying to find those rare ones. And even though Mental got the round 100, and we do thank him for his efforts, if you took away his massive score, as a community, we would have still got over 80 unique achievements. So I think that's still pretty impressive. But he did push us over the line to getting over 100. So we ended up with 116 different unique gamer score values earned across the community, which is just brilliant.
That's pretty good. I didn't even know you could get 189 points in one single achievement. That's kind of nuts. Just looking at the chart.
Yeah, there's just some really, really random numbers out there, and some games that just I mean, people they make people itch. Some people don't even play a game if they have these numbers in. And when you see the sheer volume of them out there, it's actually crazy how many. And I think when the achievement ecosystem started, way back when, it was very rare to get something that was kind of odd valued, right? You just had your 1,000 score, usually 50 achievements, what was that, 20 each, 20 Gs each, split
like
evenly.
that,
Yeah, sometimes you get your 50, sometimes you get 100 in there, but 17 Gs.
Yeah. But yeah, so you said there was prizes, and for Jables's, the winners were Death Dealers, Big L, and Mathism.
Mm-hmm. And they won a game each.
Yes, a specific, I believe they were all
maths related.
Something like that. I know Hexalogic was one of them. 4 prizes, because we did for 25 each, and those went to KT, Ace, Enigma Gamer, and Wheezy Fuzz. So congratulations.
Very nice
on that.
Big giveaways, yeah, and it was kind of another fun. It was supposed to be just a background event that people kind of would naturally do well in, because most people who I'd say didn't really try could earn, I'd say about 20 different unique gamer score values was kind of the average that most people got. And then I wasn't really expecting people to push for it, but I'm really glad that people did. Actually, it was cool.
Yeah, that was very neat. The other one, this is coming to a close, was the Back to School Bash. So we reached the final month of that. Now we've passed back to school season. We're just in during school season. So Triple Triad put in the most score with Trivial Pursuit, Fibbage, Little Mouse's Encyclopedia as well. So that was 2780 that month, and then Retro Chief did 1120, and Jimbot did 565. So that brings the totals to Northern Lass in 4th with 1140, Retro Chief in 3rd with 1620, and Jimbot 2nd with 2550. And for those of you paying attention, Triple Triad won his own challenge, 4780.
Yeah, he seriously smashed out that education score. See, I tried. I put in 235 score with Once Upon a Monster. I actually really struggled to find games in my collection. I realized I don't have that many.
I didn't either.
Yeah. I got Little Mouse's Encyclopedia in the sale, but I didn't get to it in time, so boo-hoo.
It's something.
Another event that crossed multiple months that drew to a close in September was the Vayner Summer. So that one ran from June to September, and after 4 months of playing through pretty much, I think, the favorite genre of the community, well, a large proportion of the community anyway.
Some of them.
Yeah, the dark back alleys of the community. So, throughout the whole time, pretty much Awu just held a commanding lead all the way through, and he seemed to have it in the bag. I remember each episode that we've recorded that covered this, we were just like, well, Awu's winning still by a long way, and it was pretty much just a fight for second place between Mario and Alex. They kind of swapped a couple of times throughout, but then something happened in September, and Mario, it turned out, had a lot more ammunition than we maybe gave him credit for, because he went mental. He went mental night on us.
I was skeptical at first.
Yeah, he knocked out a whole bunch of games in those final few weeks, not only taking second and securing that, but then even surpassing Awu to claim first prize. He actually earned less TA than Awu. He got 49,000 to Awu's 54,000, but he got, in total across the 4 months, 22 completions, which was 4 more than Awu got. And because there was a multiplier for completions, that allowed him to push past into the top spot in the end. 22 Metroidvania completions in 1 month. That's just, whew. A lot of those are not easy games or short games.
No, I know. No, yeah. And I mean, if you listen to the previous episodes, if you backtrack with all the power-ups that you've found here, you can come back to this and really dig in deeper with our segment.
I see what you did there. I should probably point out that Rocker Dude as well managed to earn about 7,000 TA, and he did that by pretty much just diving every single Metroidvania game that is in existence. Didn't help him at all in the competition, but he played the most games.
It's neat to notice. It's cool that he did it.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people really went for this one, and it should be pointed out that yes, Alex managed to hold on to that third place position quite securely, and was followed up by Nightwolf, Ben L72, Icefire, and Neo, rounding up those top few spots who probably did the most targeted scoring in the genre. So yeah, really cool. I'm really glad. And actually, Hollow Knight was played quite a bit in the end, so that was the whole point of doing it. And that's it for September.
Awesome. So let's look ahead then to October, and it is the Scary Game Spooktacular. Ooh. You're gonna get hardcore spooked. So we've curated a list. We've checked it twice. Wait, no. We've checked it, and then it has scary games. So these are going to be the survival horror, action horror genres, but also games that we feel are thematically appropriate. So some of your Castlevania games, Costume Quest, things of that nature.
Yeah, even a bunch of like walking sims, like The Park, and there's a lot of horror stuff out there that doesn't just sit into the horror genres, as it were.
Yeah, so we do have a link to that in the Discord if you want to check that. What is the specific metric that you are going to be attaining?
Well, see, this was kind of a do-over from last year, but with more games, more tracking. So we are doing game score again as the primary metric. However, the whole point of this is just to play these games together. So I'm less interested in, who wins, and just more interested in knowing that everyone is playing these scary games together and talking about them. I am tracking gamer score because I have now the power to do so. I am tracking gamer score, TA, achievements won, TAD, and I will be doing completions as well. So who knows, maybe it won't just be gamer score. Come the end, maybe we'll throw in some mentions to some of the other metrics. I know that Chesno, for instance, is hoping to play the most scary games. So he's lining up 100 to play in the month. And I think aiming for at least 30 completions, so the equivalent of a completion a day. So we'll see next month if he managed to achieve that goal.
Yeah, that's a lofty goal.
Yeah, do you have any big plans?
I've been doing Dead by Daylight. I've been getting to that in a big way, and I would like to try to get some other ones done, like Soma, and I have like every Resident Evil game, and at some point, but I also might do some BioShock for BioShocktober. Nice
segue. Wait, let me try and think of a Shockway.
Shockway.
Ooh. Tenuous.
We'll make it work. Yeah. So it is BioShocktober. So games in the BioShock series. And their regional equivalents or platform variants count for achievements won.
Yeah, this came from Corey Rockadude, who I believe has never played any of these games and wanted to kind of piggyback off the kind of thematic October scares. BioShock, it's not a horror game, but it is a pretty creepy, spooky game. So he wanted to play through the series, so he put an open challenge out there to get anyone else to join him in doing so.
Yes, would you kindly join us in our BioShock challenge? But wait, there's more.
Anyone who's been paying attention to the VCCCW channel for the last few weeks will have noticed that we were getting some strange messages that started out as static and then over the weeks developed into sort of an intercom message. Kind of looked a bit Metal Gear-ish, people noticed. But as it turned out, at the end of September, that was revealed to be Sheriff Hopper from the Stranger Things franchise, who is warning us, as again, many of you may already be aware, that one of our number has been trapped in the Upside Down for quite some time. And now, in October, appropriately, is the time that we should try and rescue poor Ace from the Upside Down. So throughout the month of October, he's going to be popping in, trying to put together a rescue squad to go and rescue Ace. Unfortunately, as people have already noticed in the first few days of October, Ace isn't the only one in danger. The Demogorgon, the creature from the Stranger Things, has now been picking off more and more folks from around the community. And in the first 3 days, we've actually, unfortunately, sadly, lost 27 more people to the Demogorgon. We don't know where they are. We don't know if they're alive. We can only assume that they're in the Upside Down with Ace. So this rescue mission is going to be tough.
So buddy system, people. So if you're going to go into strange places, bring a friend. I recommend a flashlight. I have my Christmas lights here ready to go, just in case I hear something.
Yeah, so this is going to be a kind of a narrative driven thing throughout the month. Hopefully, a bit of fun for everyone to get involved with. I don't know if anyone remembers the zombie event from last year. Kind of thematically, there's links to that, but with a lot more narrative thrust behind it. Hopefully, it's fun and enjoyable. And something tells me that there's going to be some shocking revelations as we go along.
Yeah, some weirder happenings. Let's move on to the year-long competitions.
I've written down the correct number of C's for you this time.
Okay, I count several C's for this challenge. You know the one. Anyway.
Oh, yes, the several C challenge. Yeah.
The several C. So there's not a huge change at the top. This one is having more completed than started, with Jester, Toadstyle Venom, and EOJ holding strong with 51, 30, and 29, respectively.
There is a big shift at the bottom, though.
Oh, yeah.
there is one notable downward trend.
Yeah, I have been working on my massive Game Pass Extra Life dive, and I am at not quite last place with minus 248.
Yeah, because I know you've been doing this and it's been crazy and great to see, but I don't know how you're not last place, because Dude with the Face has got. I haven't really picked up on this earlier in the year when he did this, but he is at now minus 302. So he has started 300 more games than he's completed this year, and he's not completed a small amount. He's completed 147 games, but he started 449, which is just nuts. It's more than you have started in your massive dive everything thing.
For now,
I mean, yeah, you're going to surpass him, I'm sure, by the end of the year. But I just wanted to call attention to that absolutely stupid amount of games that he started. Year of the Assassin has been... So last month I kind of complained that people weren't doing too much, and it kind of tailed off a little bit, hoping that it would give people a kick up the bum. And it really hasn't, unfortunately. There has been some movement. Sabin Rothschild finished the story of Assassin's Creed 2 in the Exo collection. And then a few people, Fluttery, Chicken, Eliphalet, and Hawkeye Barry, have been doing kind of various DLC packs here and there, mostly during some multiplayer boosting. And that's pretty much it, apart from one person. And that one person is Neo, Neo21X, to be precise. And last time we mentioned that he had done Liberation 360, then followed up with Liberation in the 3 remastered, then done the whole of 3 remastered, then has now done the whole of the story of 3 on the Xbox 360, and the 3 Tyranny of King Washington DLC packs. He's done that in the last basically 2 months, all of that. And then he's followed it up immediately by doing the entirety of the story of Black Flag and the Freedom Cry DLC on the One in September. So he is just smashing it out at the moment. Single-handedly, he has completed the story of more than twice the amount of Assassin's Creed games than anyone else in the year, and he's done 8 so far, and the nearest people to that have done 4. That's just he's going guns blazing on the old Assassin's Creed.
And I will also note we do not have much time to finish the set.
Yes, and Valhalla still calls us, as does Chronicles Russia. Legohead, I am looking at you. He's been playing it. he has not completed it.
You got to at this point. Goal getter, last but not least. Mario's big Vayner push helped to secure the top spot in September's goal getter with big scoring, 15 completions, and a very nice 2.34 ratio.
Oh, that's a tasty ratio.
That's snazzy, especially when you get that much score. Katie took second and Mental Knight third with 39 completions.
39 completions in 1 month.
Dang. And adding those scores to the year totals doesn't change much. With Mental, myself, and Jimbot holding the top three. Lego had lost some ground, slipping from 4th to 6th behind MDP and Mike Pitch. But the race to the top, it's there's still some ground, just 1 month if you slip.
Absolutely. Yeah. Pretty much on average, you can earn between, if you do well in a month, you're going to get between 200 and 250 points. Okay. And there is 200 points that separates the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. So if any of those have an awful month, that really opens it up to people to claim those top spots.
Yeah. So keep at it. We still got 3 more months to go.
Absolutely. And that is your lot.
Have a spooky October, and we'll see you in November for more VCCCW.
See ya.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Hello and welcome to Spooktober. I'm Wakapale, and today I'll be discussing one of the favorite Xbox games of my guest, Noth. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Waka. Thanks for having me on, buddy.
Dead Effect 2, a port of a mobile game, showed up on Xbox back in 2017. The standout feature of this game is that it has 100 achievements, which is why I picked it up and decided to check it out. I'm not entirely sure I'm happy I did so, but you like it quite a bit more than I did.
Yeah, I absolutely love this game. This game's like that early 2000s like FPS jankiness that just I absolutely adore playing. You get like nostalgia for it, even though it's like a quite recent game. It's kind of weird to explain.
Yeah, I see what you mean. As it started out as a mobile game, it's quite sluggish, but it took me a while to figure it out before I started seeing a bunch of free-to-play mechanics, which are not hindering the gameplay, but it's you can really tell that they are using some free-to-play mechanics that they've tried to paste over with an abundance of supplies.
Yeah, I didn't even join those two things together. I actually found out quite recently, maybe in the last year, that it was actually a mobile port of a game. I actually thought it was a console game or a PC game at least first, but I don't think I would have seen the mobile mechanic thing.
It looks way better than you would expect from a mobile port, but they do overuse a lot of visual effects.
Yeah, you've got Michael Bay levels of lens flares, just that insane like grubbiness, like that they've just like poured all over the screen. It's quite assaulting to a person at the very start of playing it, but you do get used to it.
Yeah, there are tons of lens flares and other light effects and other visual effects, like the very lifted from Mass Effect film grain filter on top of everything.
It is assaulting to you. But once you get past that, it is a fun game. It is genuinely a fun pick up and play game.
Dead Effect 2 takes place after the events of Dead Effect, where the comic book evil scientist Dr. Wagner creates the Dead Effect, an immortality-granting virus, which also results in zombies, on the spaceship Meridian.
I don't think I even want to remember the name of that spaceship, honestly. Like, you get spaceships in other stuff like the Normandy or the Ishimura, and we got the Meridian here.
The Meridian is not fit for any kind of organic life at this point. The ship is busted to hell. It's a wonder anything still survives on it. It sort of bothered me how you're on a spaceship that's almost flooded everywhere. There's fires all over the place on top of the zombies all over the place.
Yeah, it's a big ship. There's some places to hide.
From an engineering standpoint, that ship must have been built with an abundance of fail-safes to even be able to have anything living still in it. Everything's on fire, everything is flooded, nothing works. You're sent on a bunch of missions to repair the smallest thing.
I like that you're looking at this from that point of view rather than just like an FPS point of view. You're like, I don't understand how the ship survived all this, for God's sake.
Well, story is not exactly the highlight of this game, and the script is really, really bad, and the voice acting, I'm sure there's only one professional voice actor that helped out with this game. The rest are comically bad.
Yeah,
which lends a certain charm to it.
See, I like that. I like that old, that very old voice acting in video games, because now obviously you get people like Jennifer Hale and, you know, Matt Mercer and stuff like that, but this stuff's golden to me. I love bad voice acting in video games. I don't know why, I just think it's awesome. It's the same as, I don't know if you noticed it when you were playing this, when you pick up like your logs and your collectibles, whatever, it's just errors, grammatical errors, misspellings everywhere, all over the place. Like, no one proofread anything on this.
Nope, and the subtitles do not match the voice acting either.
Not even close. Not even
there's
close.
also some really bad takes that I don't know why they decided to keep in there with blown out audio, and there's all kinds of jank everywhere.
You can even hear, like, sometimes in the middle of a conversation, they obviously recorded with a different mic halfway through, and they just kept that in, and it's a run-on sentence, and you're like, why did you keep that in for?
The production values are not exactly sky high, but it's a game for $12 made by a small indie studio for mobile phones originally.
But I mean, like, you know, as you said, like, it looks good for a mobile phone port of a game.
That it does.
At least as good as you're gonna get.
Also starts off as feels like a survival horror with the slow moving enemies, and you actually have to save ammo and actually hit your enemies, or you will run out of ammo and die. But you'll soon find out that dying doesn't really have much consequence. You pay a small fee, and then you just keep going from where you left off.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea, though, for an FPS game like this. Just like, if you die, there's no real consequences. You lose a bit of money, that's it. It reminds me of that mode in Bioshock Infinite.
I'm not following you there. What?
Oh, there was a mode in Bioshock Infinite where if you died, you just had to pay a fee to be resurrected, and then if you ran out of money, game over, you had to start again. It's quite intense.
I even completed that, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's called 1999 mode or something. It's interesting. Maybe I'm getting this completely wrong now, but I'm pretty sure that was... Maybe you were just too good at it, Waka, and one-shotted it.
It's possible. As I mentioned, Dead Effect 2 has 100 achievements worth 1,000 game score and 2,672 TA, and an estimated completion of 25 hours. But you found a glitch that would make that completion way faster if you choose to.
Yeah, significantly shorter. One of the last achievements you're going to get in this game is finishing 100 survive missions.
Which is completely unnecessary, by the way.
Absolutely unnecessary, considering how long that they take and how much you can mess up. But because this is one of those really janky early PCS games, I was like, as soon as I started playing it, I was like, there's bound to be something here that you can break. I'm bound to be able to clip through a wall, get out of bounds, something to make this easier. So that was my, like, I spent like maybe 6-7 hours just trying that. And I found out on the first survive mission you can do, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the one on the far left. You can just run up a barrel and then go behind a box and crouch down. And while you're crouched down, the enemy pathing doesn't know where you are and don't know how to get you. So they just kill themselves. They just despawn and you just finish your rounds in a couple of minutes.
That's going to save you tons of times if you have to do 100 of these missions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take at least...
And they are long.
6 minutes. Well, they did for me, and I'm kind of pissed I didn't know about this before.
You should have hit me up when you saw I had that completion, Waka.
Yeah, the story missions are actually not that bad. There are 4 achievements tied to each story mission, and you can get most of them in one run, but some of them are mutually exclusive, so you'll have to replay missions a few times.
I have to say, I really like that multiple achievements for each mission thing. I think that's a really good way to set your achievements out in a game like this.
Yeah, the achievements are actually really good, apart from the 100 survivor missions.
Yeah.
That thing just completely sucked the fun out of the game.
Yeah, that doubles your playtime easily.
Not double, but close enough.
600 minutes? Yeah,
That's 10 hours.
It's a couple of hours. I love games like this that have those dorky achievements. You know, it's like, did you find all the collectibles in this certain mission? Did you find all the money in this certain mission? Did you kill enemies with only headshots in this mission? I love achievements like that, rather than just, here's 150 gamer score for completing the game on easy and hard or whatever. You know, I like that they had fun with their achievements.
There are no achievements tied to difficulty. And you can choose which difficulty to play a level. You get different rewards depending on how difficult you choose to go. The level scaling is completely broken. You start off very weak, and the enemies scale with you. So you'd think that it would be as difficult most of the time, but you get way more powerful, way faster than the enemies do. At the beginning, enemies are kind of bullet sponges.
Yeah.
But in the end, you completely melt them with your good weapons.
Yeah, those, depending on... I can't remember now. This is one thing that's confusing me about this, because it's been a couple of years since I played this, but it was like, there is RPG elements to this game as far as I remember, but they don't even really matter that much.
There are tons of RPG elements. You level up, and you can pick and choose what skills you want to use. There are a few active skills. Well, there are tons of active skills that you can choose from, but I didn't really bother with them. But some of them were actually really useful to get for some achievements.
Slow motion is pretty much the only thing you need.
Yep, the slow motion is really, really useful.
Mm-hmm. It's extremely overpowered as well, because, like you said, once you level up, your scaling breaks to the enemy scaling. You can just, like, two-shot enemies even at the highest level. It's crazy, unless they spawn them big berserker dudes. They're actually quite scary.
Yeah, at the end with a maximum leveled character and rare equipment. Yeah, there's a lot of equipment that's dropped left and right from the zombies.
Yeah, and that's another good thing I was saying about that, the survival missions with that glitch, because once the enemies kill themselves, they drop the items and they just automatically go into your inventory, because technically they die off screen or off map, so the stuff just goes straight to you.
Yeah, the equipment is already kind of broken since they've removed the free-to-play grind.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I keep forgetting that this was a pay-to-play or pay-to-win sort of game before it came to consoles.
Yeah, if you know about it, it's very obvious that it was rather pay-to-win.
I'm going to play through this game and now I can point and look at all this stuff and notice it now, now that you've said this.
I started looking at a few reviews on the Android store, and you can really tell that there's a lot of complaints of pay to win to even get through the game.
Ooh, I wonder how high the TA would have been if the game had kept those pay to play or pay to win.
No, I wouldn't have touched this thing.
Would you not have actually?
No, that sounds really, really bad. I cannot stand those free-to-play mechanics, especially now that I've been playing a bunch of free-to-play games for a while. It's so infuriating. I have to wait a day to get another revive tokens. No, I don't want to do that.
Oh god, you said that and that actually annoyed me. That actually annoyed me. Wait a day to get another token for a revive. Ugh. You only played this because there was 100 achievements on it, didn't you, Waka?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's the main driver why I started this game to begin with. I knew nothing of the game. I started up and it was atrocious from the very first mission. While picking a character, I went through the 3 characters and they had voice clips. The guy I picked was some kind of Scandinavian soldier called Gunnar Davis, and yeah, he sounded ridiculous, but he was better than the Jane Frey character, and I remember just getting physically repulsed when that Kay Rayner character's voice clip started.
Yep.
I can't remember it verbatim, but it was something along the line of GG headshot zombie dudes.
I'll have you know for a fact, Waka, I started playing as him, and then whenever I started hearing his voice lines, I quit the game and then chose the girl. That is not a joke.
Yeah, I can understand it. That's a downside of the game. You cannot change your character once you've decided one. You have to start over from the beginning again
No.
if you choose to do so. But I'm kind of curious how bad it is. I might start up the game again just to run through a level and see how bad it is.
That's what I'm gonna do. I think after we finish recording this, I'm gonna play through this game again just for fun, because I just remember this game being so.
I'm done.
Yeah, you're done.
Another sort of frustrating part is that you can't just go through the campaign mission by mission, because if you do, you're not going to get high enough level to start the next mission. There's a minimum level requirement, so you'll have to replay a mission or do the survival modes in between.
I can't remember the biohazard mode. I know there was an achievement for it, but I can't even remember that biohazard mode.
The biohazard mode is like the survival mode, but you have to defeat a certain number of enemies in 5 waves.
That's right.
Those missions alone take around 6 to 7 minutes each, and you have to do 50 of them.
Well, on the same day, I got finish 50 biohazard missions and finish 100 survive missions, so I assume I used the glitch on both of them.
The biohazard missions count as survival missions, but not the other way around. And the survival missions usually only last 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, but like, I mean, as you said though, you can tell that this game is just jankiness, like just with the filters alone. I don't know, man. I've got a soft spot for games like this. You know, I think there should be more games like this put out on console. I like them.
It is a surprising amount of campy fun, but you can really tell that it's a low-budget title with surprisingly good visuals, but everything around it is kind of messy and broken in some way.
Oh yeah, even like the slow-mo. You know when slow-mo gets activated when you kill a couple enemies with a grenade or something?
On screen, you go into slow motion. It doesn't even have to be on screen. Everything is something explodes. Everything goes into slow motion. It can be a bit disorienting when you're just running through a corridor and an enemy has thrown a grenade and all of a sudden everything goes into slow motion for a bit.
Yeah, you can see the game literally tearing itself apart when that happens as well, which is amazing.
It actually runs really good on the Series X, but I remember it struggling on the original one.
Yeah, it chugged on the one.
I played this over several years. I don't remember when I started it, but it must have been close to release, and I just finished it.
Wow, I played it about 2 months after release, and then just completed it in 10 days. I loved this game.
Yeah, the estimated completion is around 25 hours, but you can probably cut almost 10 of those hours if you use your glitch.
Yeah, I would say you'd be able to cut about 10 of them off. That's another thing I'm surprised by looking at the card here, is like only 160 people have completed this and less than 3,000 have even played it.
I'm not surprised by the low number of completions due to the 100 survival missions requirement, because that thing alone is terrible. The rest of the achievements are actually really good. There's also another achievement for getting 10,000 kills. You'll probably have 1,000 kills after running through the campaign once. So that's 10 times as many enemies as there is in the actual game.
I know with that glitch, when the enemies kill themselves off screen, they count as a kill for you. So the counter just keeps running even though they're dying off screen and you're not actually actively killing them. But you still have to get, like, 1,000 kills with a shotgun, 1,600 with a machine gun, so you do actively have to work towards those anyway.
Yeah, which is fine. Doesn't take very long if you decide to get the weapon-specific achievements.
See, I don't mind achievements like that either. I don't mind grindy achievements like kill 1,600 enemies with a gun if it's in a game like this. It becomes a little bit more annoying when you're playing that in, like, a third-person shooter that's kind of, like, slow. But for this, it's fine. You know, you do it in a couple of hours, maybe.
Yeah, these zombie enemies are slow and they die in a really gory fashion. There's, well, once you get grenades and stuff, they really explodes into just big...
Just red mist.
And there's... not only body parts, but innards all over the place. Unfortunately, they dissolve as soon as the enemy dies, and they disappear in a golden... The
only thing I can compare that to is the Doom 3 effect. Do you remember how the enemies disappeared in Doom 3?
I do not, but it's really jarring once you kill an enemy and they sort of just dissolve. And I understand why they did it, to save memory, especially on the phones, but it would be more fun to have the enemies just pile up on top of each other.
Yeah, because eventually a lot do start coming out at the same time, so that would be fun. Like,
yeah, even when there's like 10 enemies rushing you at once, shuffling at you at once. They can sort of build up a small pile before they disappear a few seconds later.
Just as soon as you throw that grenade in, the slow motion activates and it's just red dust on your screen. I always forget about that slow motion.
Enemies have a really fun ragdoll once you hit them with an explosive and they fly up in the air.
That's actually what I was going to say. That ragdoll effect is used perfectly in this game. Like, as soon as you hit like a crowd of zombies, one of them will just freak out and just go to space, basically. Just smash off a wall.
Or the ceiling.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that stuff in games like that. But it's definitely worth picking up. Like, I mean, it's less than £10 here. Like, you know, it is a fun, dumb game, and it's gonna waste 20 hours of your time. Like,
I think it's $12, but it's been on sale for like $2.
Oh, really?
I think that's a more fair price. But yeah, there's tons of content. Some of them, much of it is rather repetitive. But if you like campy horror fun, this is certainly not a bad choice.
No, it's a good choice for that sort of stuff. Just campiness, just bad voice acting, fun, dumb gameplay. Yeah, it's a bit repetitive, but you know, you get what's offered to you.
Thank you for joining me, North.
No, thank you for having me on, and thank you for letting me talk about this dumb game that I love so much.
Yeah, I can see why you like it. I'm not sure I would call it my favorite game, but yeah, it's certainly enjoyable.
No, awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.